Hello everybody, happy Saturday, welcome back to the channel, and a very happy new year to you all. This wee story is called The Legend of the Cum-Burping Gutter Biche. A Christmas story? Chapter 1. Hiding Up the Arse. Once upon a time lived a nasty pirate who roamed the Mediterranean Sea. His hideout was on the River Arse in Ariège, southern France. The River Arse was perfect for privateers who needed quick access to the sea whilst maintaining stealth and secrecy. Its banks were lush with foliage, ideal to shelter one's ship. This pirate's flag was unique and recognisable by all who travelled on the Mediterranean. When seamen saw this flag with its unusually placed bone, they knew they were about to get it. Some seamen feared it, while others looked forward to the ensuing engagement. In light of his hiding spot, he was known as the Arse Pirate. He was a rough-bearded man who rarely cracked a smile. He had an eye patch, as any good pirate does, and he wore the customary pirate hat. He did not, however, have a bird on his shoulder. He really disliked pets of any kind. Chapter 2. Bum Chums. All of his shipmates had been vagrants, homeless men who had once roamed the streets of Europe. In swift, cold judgment, society dismissed them as bums, and rejected them without mercy. The Arse Pirate saw potential in these bums. He knew that strong seamen could be found in each one of these bums. Wasn't expecting that. Because of this, the Arse Pirate had taken them in, nurtured them to grow big and strong, and called them his bum chums. Chapter 3. Arr! She smelled of fish. The Arse Pirate ship had once been a British Navy ship, docked at Tawata Station in Japan. The Arse Pirate and his bum chums had slaughtered its crew and stolen the ship. Their rotting corpses had left a stench on the ship, causing the seamen to call it the Smelly Tawata. The Smelly Tawata reeked of death and fish, and caused fear and anxiety in most seamen who neared it. Oh dear God. Chapter 4. Smelly Tawata meatballs. Oh, I'm getting demonetised for this. The Arse Pirate and his bum chums terrorised the Mediterranean Sea by night. During the day they would eat, drink and play. Everything they did it with violence. They loved to eat chicken. They could not simply kill chickens before cooking them. They had to choke every bum chum's chicken. The Arse Pirate and his bum chums were also true sausage connoisseurs. They had one member of the crew whose sole responsibility was to roam the land in search of the biggest and tastiest sausage to bring back to the ship. He was known to all as the sausage jockey. Everyone loved and respected the sausage jockey because he knew where to find the best sausage. Yay, meatballs! In order to ensure sufficient sustenance aboard their ship during long voyages, the men would dry meat for safekeeping. They would hang the meat on the sides of the ship to let it dry in the sun. It was quite a sight to see large meat curtains all around the Smelly Tawata. The hungry, ravenous seamen would sometimes eat the meat curtain hanging around the Smelly Tawata. Chapter 5. Blow like a pro. On quiet nights at sea, when there were no ships to attack, bum chums enjoyed a bit of music. One bum chum knew how to play the oboe. He had his own pink oboe. He was the best player of the pink oboe in the crew. The seamen would explode with joy whenever the pink oboe was played with by this art. Help. Chapter 6. Eat and drink me, hearties. One of the bum chums was a Prussian man named Peter Schlongberg. Schlongberg made delicious high-proof liquor. The bum chums had affectionately named Peter's delicious juice the Schlong juice. The bum chums simply could not get enough Schlong juice. Occasionally, Peter Schlongberg would make a tasty French dessert known as profiteroles. The profiterole is essentially a cream puff. It is round and filled with a sweet and moist white cream. They are normally stacked on top of each other with a chocolate drizzle. Not being very cultured, the bum chums did not call them by their proper name. They simply called them knobs, because of their spherical shape. Regardless of the name, the bum chums could often be seen ravenously gobbling knobs with cream dripping from their mouths. Chapter 7. The Man, the Legend. Our story takes us near beautiful Antibes in southern France. The Arse pirate had been aware of a hidden treasure on the shores of Antibes. This was merely a legend, but the details surrounding his tale were so vivid and compelling, one could not help but wonder. Chapter 8. The Dead Biche. Legend had it that another band of brigands had once hidden a sizable loot in the carcass of a dead doe. It was said that the doe had died near a large and wide body of salt water within a beach. It was said that the strange body of water resembled a gutter because of its extended and narrow shape. Oh, sorry, it's pronounced Biche. It was also said that the sounds of the rising tide of the Mediterranean Sea coming in and out of the sand gutter were quite strange. According to legend, the strange sound was very much like a woman burping. This strange sound seemed to emanate from the carcass of the doe, or, she was referred to locally in French, the biche. Finally, it was said that the position of the biche on the sand gutter gave the appearance of movement, as if the biche was coming towards the grand Mediterranean Sea. Armed with these strange clues, the Arse pirate and his bum chums were on the hunt. The bum chums were simple minds. The Arse pirate had taught them a song to remember all of these clues. The men had joyfully memorized this tune and would sing it loudly and proudly to help direct the smelly Tawata in its search for the biche. Together the men would sing, "Oh, can you see the biche as she comes towards the sea? Oh, can you see the burping biche as she comes? Oh, can you see the burping gutter biche? Oh, burping gutter biche, oh, ain't she grand?" Refrain times 2. "Oh, please come to me, bumping gutter biche. Oh, please don't be shy. Come to me, you burping gutter biche. Oh, come burping gutter biche. Oh, come burping gutter biche. Come burping gutter biche." Good Lord. Chapter 10. The Fluffer. It was late December when the smelly Tawata neared the come burping gutter biche's location. The air was cold. The men made fires in a metal stove on the deck of the smelly Tawata in an effort to keep warm. A young bum chum with powerful lungs would blow and blow on the fire, keeping it big and strong. He was known as the bum chum fluffer. Chapter 11. The Feast of Seamen. If the men did not reach the come burping gutter biche location before the 25th, they vowed to celebrate Christmas on the smelly Tawata. They had prepared for the occasion by bringing extra special food for a Christmas feast. The men loved fudge. The bum chums had packed a large quantity of fudge together before leaving port. They had become quite skilled at packing fudge, and quite frankly, they enjoyed it dearly. The men had brought a large amount of corn aboard. The corn was stored in sealed bins to make sure rodents would not find it. In order to access the corn, the bum chums had to punch a hole in the bin with their fist. They shoved their fist up on the corn hole in order to extract corn before any rodent would make its way up the corn hole. Oh, I'm making such a mess of this today. The bum chums began cooking meat for the feast. They used metal containers in which they would place the meat to cook over the stove. The men had made a small hole in the container through which they would place assorted meats. Trapped inside the metal box, the meat would cook slowly. With only a small hole in the box, very little heat would escape, thereby allowing a slow, even cook. The bum chums would normally cut some small portions of the hanging meat walls and insert small quantities of meat into the box through the small hole. One had to be patient with this cooking method. Patience was not a virtue shared by many of these seamen. One bum chum decided to put his large sausage in the hole. He clearly had no intention of going in slowly. His intention was simply to jam his massive wiener into the small box. Unfortunately, the hole was simply too tight for such a large sausage. The bum chum tried as best he could to shove his sausage inside the little box, but it was no use. His big sausage was simply too soft to penetrate the small hole in the box. Another bum chum even tried applying saliva by spitting repeatedly on the sausage to facilitate its entry. Alas, to no avail. Chapter 12. And so it is Christmas. And so on December 25th, the bum chums had yet to find the come burping gutter biche. Despite their chanting of the biche's song, despite their hopes and wishes, the bum chums began to feel somewhat discouraged. Would they give up so easily? Would they turn back and set sail for their home base, up the Arse? Despite their rough ways, the Bum Chums did believe in miracles, and what better time to wish for such a miracle than on Christmas Day? Facing rough seas and strong winds, the Bum Chums decided to keep going along the coast in search of the elusive come-burping gutter Biche. They kept singing the Biche's song and kept watch atop their lookout. Suddenly, from the top of the smelly Tawata's lookout, a seaman screamed with joy. "Ahoy, me mateys! Dead Biche straight ahead! Dead Biche straight ahead!" The captain replied, "Sailor, do you see the come-burping gutter Biche?" The sailor replied with glee, "Aye, Captain Arse, aye indeed. It is she, the come-burping gutter Biche, me hearties." The seaman could not believe it. "Well, blow me down," said the captain. "Right away, Captain," said the fluffer, who got down on his knees before the captain. "No, no, fluffer, it's just an expression in pirate talk. It's a phrase of amazement or shock. But I admire your quick response, thank you." It was indeed the God's sake! It was indeed the come-burping gutter. They began to dig around the come-burping gutter Biche. Within minutes they had found the buried treasure. The legend was real after all. A true pirate treasure. A coffer filled with jewellery, necklaces, rings, golden cups, coins, and NFTs. Chapter 13. Plot twist. The Bum Chums simply could not believe their luck. They marvelled at the treasure. Some of the Bum Chums removed all of their clothing in celebration and poured wine on their naked bodies, giggling like silly little girls. The Bum Chums ran after each other, shirtless, adorned with jewellery from the treasure. It was so much fun. Having found their loot, the Bum Chums would now take a well-deserved break. They set sail for Marseille, where they would finally dock the smelly Tawata. The tired seamen simply could not wait to go ashore and drink and eat to their heart's content. But most of all, they could not wait to find Marseille's finest brothels, where they would have sexual intercourse with women. The end. Don't forget to like and subscribe and press the wee bell notification. And a huge big thank you to all my subscribers, patrons and members. See you next week. Bye bye.